client is admitted, the client is sent to observation room. He will be under observation for 48, 24 hours to 48 hours minimum. We will observe whether he is going any withdrawals, symptoms, and withdrawal symptoms, and we will give medication according to the symptoms he exhibits. Some of them exhibit severe withdrawals, some of them do not exhibit much of the withdrawals, but in case if the withdrawals are very severe, we will shift the client to the hospital. Since the rehabilitation center is not equipped with medical facility. Okay. Then about the family. After the admission, the family is called the next day for orientation session. They will be updated about the disease concept and what they have to do for the next 15 days. They will also be given the family intervention date. Okay. Then with the client, we assign a buddy or a senior client to him in the isolation or observation room. The client is not allowed to, he will not be introduced to the group for another 3 days minimum. If he is out of withdrawal in 3 days, then he will be in the group. Okay. And any sort of help he needs, he has to take it from the senior client, and the client goes on to the GL and comes to the staff. And on the 24, the staff is available 24 hours. There are essential counselors, there are recovering counselors, there are doctors, there are psychiatrists, and nursing staff. I'm not following this, I just, is it okay? You have to. Okay. The basic stay is for 3 months minimum. Okay. We insist the client's family to be motivated, or we tell them that the stay is for minimum 3 months. In these 3 months, the client initially has to, after once he is in the group, he has to write his autobiography. From the time he remembers till the day he comes in. It is because of, he has to mainly reflect upon his feelings, and we want to dig those feelings out. Okay. Then the autobiography is shared in a group or one-to-one with the counselor. Okay. When I was sitting there, just deviate from the topic, I wanted to she asked about an example about CBT and ACT, right? I wanted to stand there and say, okay, look, I wanted to give you an example. It's me, I will explain to you. The situation is, it's like taking a session. Okay, I'm just telling about myself. I have this habit of getting anxious, standing in front of 10 new people. In that is the situation. And I go through this anxious feeling. The CBT model says you change the thought process, which cannot be changed in this situation. So, according to the ACT model, what I do is I go through the feeling. What happens is initially 5 to 6 minutes, the anxious feeling goes up, and sometimes higher, and it creates sort of discomfort. But if we go through those feelings, you will be able to go through the action constructively. Okay, that's what I wanted to explain. Similar sort of things we teach the clients inside. Okay. Before completing the autobiography, he has to complete that autobiography in 3 to 4 weeks of time. Before that, he will be having a family intervention session with the family. We update the family, we educate the family about the disease, and we want the family members to talk about their feelings, how they felt when he was using, and what all things they have undergone when he was using in that session. It's not that they have not told the client before, they must have told him, but at that moment of time the client is using. And here he is abstinent for 15 days or more. Usually the family intervention takes place from 15 to 21 days. It depends on the client, how he is feeling, how he is behaving inside the rehab. If the client is arrogant, if he is impatient, if he is disturbed a lot, sometimes we have early intervention. We want the family to let the client know that it is for him, that he has come here for the benefit of entire family. It is not my benefit, it is not the therapist's benefit that I am asking him to come inside for a treatment procedure. Okay? Then after the family intervention, the client goes through his autobiography. After sharing his autobiography, he has to write step 1. We have different step 1 questionnaires like AA. People having problem with alcohol, there is a questionnaire called from Alcoholics Anonymous. We follow one questionnaire related to alcoholism. Then people who have drug problem, we take up the questionnaire from any Alcoholics Anonymous. Likewise, GA, Gamblers Anonymous. Sometimes there are dual diagnostic cases. We have a different questionnaire for them. It depends on the client to client. They have to write this question. It's about step 1 is about why they cannot drink and about their unmanageability. Okay. They have to share this step 1 in the group. The group identifies, corrects, and if required, confronts sometimes to make the client identify his pattern of drinking and what all damages are caused. Okay? The program we follow here is 12 steps program. And inside the rehab we do step 1, step 2 and step 3. Step 1 is about powerlessness and unmanageability. Step 2 is about higher power and insanity. Step 3 is about taking help. Okay. All this step 1 is shared with the group and with the sometimes with the counselor. Step 2 and step 3 are shared with the counselor most of the time. Okay, after these 3 steps, we have Raisa spoke about RTP, Relapse Prevention Plan. This program is about recovery and it's a process. It's not an event. Similarly, relapse is not an event, it's also a process. What happens is the client does not think in the morning and he does not think in the evening. There are certain changes which are noticeable, which will be identified and presented in this RBP. The relapse curve, what happens is, see, from here till here is a process, from till here is a process, and this is an event. This event is of drinking. The last part is an event. using or drinking. Three types of people are found usually. Suppose one type of people are where they try to use the drug of choice. It can be alcohol or any substance they use. It can be that. There are other type of people who know that they cannot use their drug of choice. So what they do is they try to use some other mood altering substance so that they get relief out of what they are feeling. But eventually they go back to their own drug of choice because they don't get the satisfaction. That is just a period. What happens in recovery process usually is it's not like this. There are ups and downs. In these downs they come across stuck points. They get stuck with situations, with people, with feelings, which they cannot deal properly, and most of them tend to go down more and more. It starts with denial. They start denying and then they think they don't have a problem. They think they can handle without any help. And before this event, they start with denial. There will be internal dysfunction and then external dysfunction and then lapse. So most of the families come to us and ask us, see, your program is very nice. You complete the program. What is the guarantee that it does not drink after it goes out? There is no guarantee as such, but it can be, we can identify his pattern and we can help him out before he goes down and bring him on to the recovery process. And the program says they have to follow a few things, like they have to go to the meeting regularly, they have to have a sponsor, they have to read the literature, they have to pray, all these things. So after the RTP is done with the family, before doing it with the family, we do it with the group, so that if there is anything to be identified, they will identify and help the client to complete it properly. Then it is also shared with the family members. A copy of it is given to the family member. After that, what happens is there is a session called family communication session before we have. In that there are boundary settings, goals, all these things to be mentioned, basically to see that the relationship with the family, what they have not been doing properly, has been passed out. Okay. This is basically basic therapy what goes on. The CBT model, all these things are assigned and also spoke about. About the stay here is they have individual, they don't get individual single rooms. They have big rooms like this. It is shared by 3 people so that they can get acquainted with each other. The new client is always mixed with the senior client. All the new clients are not kept in single room. And there is a daily schedule they have to follow every day. They get up around somewhere around 6 o'clock in the morning. They have their tea. There is a session called devotion, where all literature is literature regarding the fellowship. After that, they have yoga for 1 hour. After that, they have recreation, hygiene hour for 1 hour. They have to get ready and come for breakfast by 9 o'clock. After breakfast, they will have half an hour for silence. They have to be silent. Not reading, no sleeping, no talking. They have to reflect on their thoughts. After that, there are sessions like input sessions, PT sessions, group activity, video sessions, audio sessions, big book reading, thoughts and feelings. Thoughts and feelings is conducted twice a week. And it is very important for the client to focus on his thoughts, feelings, and his actions. Initially, the new client feels it's difficult for him to focus on previous 24 hours thoughts. As I said, about 40 to 60,000 thoughts normally occur in a human being, and he will not be able to identify three major thoughts in the last 24 hours. And I find many of them with situations instead of thoughts. They try to send me messages like the food is good, yesterday was biryani, like that. We teach them how to focus on proper thoughts and related feelings to that. And they identify the character asserts or defects related to that. Because it is very important for the client to focus on his feelings after he goes out. And it is very important for the client to share his feelings appropriately, which he did not do or which he will not do if he was busy. Okay? And after the discharge of the client, we just don't discharge the client after 3 months and say, Tata, Mama, take care of yourself. We will follow up the client. Then every month he is calling for sessions. We will follow up all the things. He can call us anytime he wants. And as soon as the client, when he is admitted, he will be assigned a particular counselor. Counselor is a facilitator between the client and his family. And that's it. Problems? Too fast? Is it too fast? No doubts is no doubt means you did not understand. Why you understand? Okay? Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Rajeshwari. I'm taking the next session on family disease. Some of you know me, some of you don't know me. Yeah. So I guess I've been given the worst slot after lunch, where the brain and body don't necessarily relate together. Yeah. Generate lunch, you know. So how